many? Fudge asked. How many what? Mr. Golden said. Candies, Fudge said. How many can I take? How about one? Mr. Golden said. How about two? Fudge asked. Okay, Mr. Golden said. Two. Minnie doesn't have a bag, Fudge told Mr. Golden, so I'll also take two for him. Mr. Golden said, 4 candy bars is a lot of candy. Not really, Fudge argued, because you said I could take 2. Besides, Peter and Flora and Fauna aren't taking any, so it's a real bargain. He reached into the bowl again. But I better take 2 for Melissa in case she forgets. What are you, an entrepreneur? Mr. Golden asked. No, I'm a miser, he pointed to Minnie, and he's my double. Egg duff, Minnie said. Mr. Golden just shook his head. Melissa couldn't find Fuzzball anywhere in the apartment. Mrs. Golden asked me and the Natural Beauties to help look for him. I don't know how long it took to find Fuzzball, but I know it was too long, way too long, because by the time we found him on top of a stack of towels in the bathroom closet, Fudge and Minnie were nowhere in sight. Did you see them leave? I asked Mr. Golden, who was offering the bowl of candy to another group of kids. Who? Mr. Golden asked. The misers, I told him. When he looked blank, I added, the little kids in the red suspenders. Oh, they left a long time ago. This is bad news, Flora cried. We're going to be in so much trouble, Fauna said. What'll we do? They asked together. First, we'll take Melissa home, I said, taking charge. But I'm not done trick-or-treating, Melissa said. Maybe you're not, but your cat is, I told her. He's not my cat, he's my wizard. Either way, it's time to get him home. I pressed the button for the elevator, then we waited and waited and waited. Finally, I said, come on, we'll take the stairs. I led them down the back stairway. We met other groups of trick-or-treaters along the way. One of the fathers said, whew, these stairs are tough going. Another one muttered something about the new elevator. Yes, I know, I told him. We waited on 6, but it never came. Probably all those trick-or-treaters, he said. In the lobby, a group of neighbors had gathered around the video monitor. Henry, I said, you haven't by any chance seen... He pointed at the monitor. I looked at the screen, but it was so dark you had to look really carefully to see anything. You could just make out somebody sitting on the bench waving a pencil flashlight. Wait a minute. Was that a bird mask? The light moved and landed on Minnie's face. What's going on? I asked Henry. They're stuck between floors, Henry said. Oh no, the Natural Beauties cried. The light moved again and caught the control panel. You could see a small hand, then part of a face. It was Fudge. Can't you do something? I asked. Shush, Henry said. They're trying to use the intercom. This is Egduff Muriel, Yelref Rose, and Avilo Varushka, Fudge said in a small voice. Avilio, I thought. Then I realized Avilo, spelled backwards, is Olivia, so it was Olivia Osterman. This elevator won't go anywhere, Fudge said. It won't go up, and it won't go down, and besides that, it's dark in here, and hot. A buzz went through the group around the monitors. Quiet, please, Henry called. Then he pressed his talk button. Are you all right, Mrs. O? Can you breathe? She looks like a bird breather with her mask, Fudge said. Can you get us out of here? Mrs. Osterman asked very politely. Halloween comes just once a year, you know, and who knows where I'll be a year from now. Help is on the way, Henry said. Will it be the fire department? Mrs. Osterman asked. I've always wanted to be rescued by one of those handsome young men. They should be here in a minute, Henry said, along with the elevator maintenance crew. Don't worry, Fudge said. We're not hungry. We still have 47 candy bars to go. Yum, Minnie said, and we could see him eating one. The Natural Beauties asked Henry if they could talk to Minnie. Henry pressed his talk button. Minnie, it's Flora. And Fauna, we love you. Don't be scared. He's not scared, Fudge said. Nobody's scared. We're going to sing now, Mrs. Osterman announced. You can listen to our special song. The 3 of them began to sing to the tune of Frere Jacques. Egduff Muriel, Egduff Muriel, Yelref Rose, Yelref Rose, Avilo Varushka, touch your nose or your toes. Word about the elevator spread through the building. Mom and Dad heard it from one of the trick-or-treaters who came to their door. They ran all the way down 12 flights of stairs. Howie and Eudora heard it at about the same time. Cousin Howie pushed through the crowd, which had grown. I'll take charge now, Henry. I'm a park ranger. I know what to do in case of emergencies. Sorry, Cousin H, Henry said, but in this case, I'm in charge, and I've turned the operation over to the fire department and the emergency elevator maintenance team. They're on the scene now. How long have they been trapped in the elevator, Dad asked. Close to 40 minutes, Henry said. Oh, Eudora moaned. Water, Mom called. Somebody bring her a glass of water, and she helped Eudora to a chair. I would like to talk to my son, Dad said. Sure thing, Mr. H. Henry put Dad on the intercom. Fudge, this is Dad. Talk to me, please. Hi, Dad, Fudge said. Avilio taught us this game. Avilio, Dad said. That's Olivia, spelled backwards, I whispered. See, first you think up an animal, Fudge said, describing the game to Dad. And then you try to make the others guess which animal it is. I did panda and Minnie guessed it. Sounds like a good game, Dad said. How is Minnie? He's resting now. Fudge shined Mrs. Osterman's flashlight on Minnie. He was stretched out across the bench, his head in Mrs. Osterman's lap. She was fanning him with her bird mask. Fudge, let me talk to Mrs. Osterman, Dad said. Hello, dearie, she said. Don't you worry, we're all right. Just a bit anxious. We'd like to be out of here. Dad, Fudge said, guess how many candy bars Minnie ate. Candy, Cousin Howie said. 7 so far, Fudge said. But now he has a tummy ache and that's why he's resting. Cousin Howie grabbed the intercom. Farley, no more candy, you got that? But before Minnie could answer, the lights in the elevator came on and we could hear the whir of a fan. Oh my, Mrs. Osterman said, that feels good. Then a guy in a uniform dropped into the elevator from a hatch in the ceiling. We heard a noise, and a minute later, Fudge said, we're moving! And just in time, dearie, Mrs. Osterman said, just in time. When the elevator door opened, a handsome firefighter escorted Mrs. Osterman out with Fudge and Minnie following right behind. Make room for Mrs. O, Henry called, and the crowd parted. Well, she said, I see I didn't miss the party after all. The party seems to be right here in the lobby. As soon as she said it, you knew it was going to happen. Within minutes, the neighbors were carrying food and drinks to the lobby. The trick-or-treaters followed. Mr. Riley brought down his keyboard. The natural beauties ran upstairs and returned with their tap shoes. Mr. Willard proposed a toast. To our heroes, Olivia, Fudge, and Minnie. You mean Avilio, Eggduff, and Yellraff? Fudge asked. Yes, Mr. Willard said. That's exactly who I mean. Mr. Reese said, here's to their resourcefulness. Mrs. Perez said, and to their sense of humor. 3 cheers for Eggduff, Yellraff, and Avilio. While we were cheering, the lobby door opened and the Tubmans came in from outside. They were dressed as the 3 bears. What's going on? Sheila asked. Did I miss something? Candy, Minnie said. Yum. Okay, friends, tomorrow is the last chapter. Tomorrow is chapter 16, so I will read you the last chapter tomorrow.